your best clothes. You want us to talk about that, or we should move on? Because the thing is, I've noticed that about myself, and I'm sure any woman watching this can relate. When you dress nice, when you smell nice, when you look good, there is a confidence that comes with it. Welcome to the Bible study of Ruth chapter 3, and this one is a very interesting one because this is where the love story properly starts. This is one of the parts that makes Ruth such a popular book when it comes to romance, love, relationships. So let's study chapter 3 together. Ruth's mother-in-law Naomi said to her, "My daughter, shouldn't I find rest for you so that you will be taken care of? Now, isn't Boaz our relative? Haven't you been working with his female servants? This evening he will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor. Wash, put on perfume oil, and wear your best clothes. Go down to the threshing floor, but don't let the man know that you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, notice the place where he's lying. Go in and uncover his feet and lie down. Then he will explain to you what you should do." See the way I'm already blushing. So, in this part of the Bible, it is clear that Naomi gave Ruth some pointers on how to almost be obvious to a man. So from this story, we can tell that it wasn't like Ruth was initially interested. It was just that Ruth was so loyal, so obedient that her mother-in-law told her to do something. She obeyed, and because of the kind of loyalty that Ruth has shown Naomi, it started by saying in this chapter that Naomi said, "My daughter, shouldn't I find rest for you?" And it reminds me of the power of loyalty, where you would be so loyal, so kind, so faithful to certain people, and it will change the trajectory of your life. Ruth, I'm sure when she was following her mother-in-law, did not think that she would end up with a high caliber man like Boaz, who already owned a field, who was wealthy and so respected in the town that Naomi was from. But by just following her mother-in-law, being obedient, being loyal, like Naomi came to a point where she was like, what can I do for this girl? What can I do to bless this girl? And it is a reminder that when we are loyal, we will be blessed. Maybe not always necessarily from who we showed loyalty to, but the Bible says that when we sow, we will reap, but not necessarily that you will reap from the place that you sowed. So whenever you sow loyalty, the Lord will pay you back in loyalty. When you sow faithfulness, the Lord will pay you back in faithfulness. But don't be that person who is constantly looking to get it back from where you have sown. God knows better than you. He knows the people that He can bring into your life to sow back what it is that you have sown. But don't go about thinking it has to be from the same place. But beyond you even receiving, how about you give blessings to people that have been loyal to you? For example, if you're a business owner and you have someone that's been working with you for years, they have been faithful, they have never stolen from you, they have been kind, they have kept the finances of the business really well, helped you to grow your business. How can you show loyalty to them? Think about something practical that you can do for them, not next year, this week. It might even start by you calling them or texting them and praying for them from the bottom of your heart, where you are saying, this is what you have been to me. You have been a loyal staff. You have been faithful. You have been kind to me. And I want you to know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Because many times we are looking for blessings. Oh God, I've been loyal. God, I've been faithful. Bless me, increase me. Let me also reap the faithfulness and the loyalty that I've sown. But what about people that have sown the same in your own life, in your business, in your ministry? That's why sometimes when I see these videos where people buy cars for their employees, people take their employees to travel, people do kind things for their employees, it makes me so happy, because just imagine how that feels as an employee, that this person actually sees my loyalty. And it's not just in mouth, it's not just in salary, because in salary you are paying people back for the work that they have done. If you don't pay someone for the work that they have done, you can literally be jailed. It is illegal to do that. But when you now go above and beyond that salary to say, I really see your loyalty, I really see your faithfulness, I really see how you have been so kind to me, and this is how I'm repaying you back beyond your wages, that is even more special. So that is what Naomi did here. She was just like, this Ruth has been kind to me, has been loyal to me, has been a faithful daughter-in-law. I need to find rest for her. So that's one part of our Bible study today. Another thing I wanted to bring up is she told her daughter-in-law, put on perfume oil and wear your best clothes. You want us to talk about that, or we should move on? Because the thing is, I've noticed that about myself, and I'm sure any woman watching this can relate. When you dress nice, when you smell nice, when you look good, there is a confidence that comes with it. I walk different when I dress nice. I talk different when I smell nice. And this is something that I love so much, because Naomi said, go and meet Boaz, but don't go and meet Boaz like you do when you are going to his field to take barley. And this is just a reminder for whether you are single or married. This applies to all of us. Look nice. Whether you are going to the grocery store, whether you are going to church, whether you have a speaking engagement, if you want to feel more confident, look nice and smell nice. Because Naomi could just have told Ruth, oh, Ruth, go and meet Boaz just the same way you go whenever you go to his field to take whatever it is that you take from his field. But this time around, it was different. And Naomi said to her, I want you to literally go with a difference this time around, and you will see the result of the looking nice and the smelling nice. Does this mean that looking nice and smelling nice is what will get you spiritual results? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't take away from spiritual results as well. Why would you not want to smell nice when you can, and you can be complimented on your perfume, knowing that when you even go to church, for example, and you raise holy hands, if there is odor there, you are literally making other people uncomfortable, right? So always be that person that takes care of themselves. Whether you are on long hair, you're on short hair like me, take care of yourself, look nice and smell nice. Now let's continue our Bible study. Verse 5 then says, so Ruth said to her, I will do everything you say. She went down to the threshing floor and did everything her mother-in-law had charged her to do. After Boaz ate, drank, and was in good spirits, he went to lie down at the end of the pile of barley. And she came secretly, uncovered her feet, and lay down. At midnight, Boaz was startled and turned over, and there lying at his feet was a woman. So he asked, who are you? I am Ruth, your servant, she replied. Take me under your wing, for you are a family redeemer. So at the point where Boaz realized who she was, she did not keep quiet. She said what she was there for. So this is not a video about shooting your shot or not shooting your shot as a woman, because I know that it's mostly Christian women that are watching this, and if you are single, some people have sworn that they will rather chew a shoe than to toast a man. But I don't really see this as toasting a man. There is a way that you can kind of make a man know that you are available, and then it is now on the man to do the chasing. The woman should never be the one where you are the one showing interest, going after the man, desperate. A man that wants you, trust me, it will be obvious to the blind that he wants you. So I like how even here Ruth was plain about what she was there for, but she didn't push it too far, and you will see that in the next verses. But again, this is a reminder that you should learn to speak up for why you are there. This literally makes me remember that verse in the Bible where there was a blind man. He heard that Jesus was coming and he was shouting, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. And then people around him were saying, shh, shh, keep quiet, keep quiet. But the man knew why he was there. He knew that Jesus could heal him. He knew what he wanted, so he was not going to allow anybody to shut him up. So if you're that person where you know that you should be playing about why you are somewhere, you should be playing about what you want, but you are constantly always like quiet, or you allow people to shush you, just remember that Ruth was there for a reason, and when Boaz noticed that she was there, she was plain about why she was there. Let's read on. Then he said, may the Lord bless you, my daughter. You have shown more kindness now than before, because you have not pursued younger men, whether rich or poor. Now, don't be afraid, my daughter. I will do for you whatever you say. Since all the people in my town know that you are a woman of noble character. Yes, it is true that I am a family redeemer, but there is a redeemer closer than I am. Stay here tonight, and in the morning, if he wants to redeem you, that is good. Let him redeem you, but if he doesn't want to redeem you, as the Lord lives, I will. Now, lay down until morning. Remember what I said about how even though Ruth said why she was there, Boaz was also somebody that was clear that I will do what I have to do to get you. And I also love that Boaz was a man of integrity. He didn't just say, yes, I will wife you, but he said there is another family member who actually has the upper hand here. We would have a conversation with that person, and if he doesn't want to go ahead, I will do everything in my power to make sure that I wife you. So if you are somebody here and you are maybe in a talking stage with somebody, even though this is not a relationship Bible study, but I need to also chip that in, that if you are in relationship with somebody or in a talking stage with somebody and it just feels like you are the one that puts in the energy, he never shows up, he never goes the extra mile, you are the one always communicating, always reaching out, you might want to have a conversation with that person as to where are we or what are we, and let it be plain. Because here Boaz said, even though there is someone that comes ahead of me in wifing you, I will do what I have to do to make sure that I wife you instead. And that is how a man should be if he really wants to be with you. There's something that most of us would have noticed. When a man wants a woman, literally nobody can stand in the way of that man. If you're with somebody who is constantly just on the fence with how he treats you, how he communicates with you, when he calls, when he texts, maybe you should go and learn from Boaz and see if you can have a conversation with that person to say, are you gonna be a Boaz to show up the way you should, or are you going to let me move on with my life? So yeah, let's read on. So she lay down at his feet until morning, but got up while it was still dark. Then Boaz said, don't let it be known that a woman came to the threshing floor. And he told Ruth, bring the shawl you're wearing and hold it out. When she held it out, he shoveled 6 measures of barley into her shawl, and she went into the town. Boaz was such a kind man. And I love that even in the previous verse in chapter 2, you would have seen that this was who he was. He wasn't trying to be kind because Ruth now said, oh, wife me. He was kind because that is his nature. And this is something to also think about in a relationship, in a situationship, in a talking stage. How does that person behave even when it is not you? Like, even when it doesn't have to do with you or your romance with the person. How does he treat other people? How does he treat people that he sees as less? Because when Boaz just saw Ruth, he was just like, oh, who is this lady in my field? And he told the people to be kind to her, to not treat her harshly. That was the kind of person he was. Without trying to be in a relationship with Ruth, he was still a kind person. And even here, he still did not let her go empty-handed. He still wanted to provide and give her something to go back home with, which is so cute. But now let's read the last 4 verses of chapter 3. She went to her mother-in-law Naomi, who asked her, what happened, my daughter? Then Ruth told her everything the man had done for her. She said, he gave me these 6 measures of barley because he said, do not go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed. Naomi said, my daughter, wait until you find out how things go, for he will not rest unless he resolves this today. Boaz was such a man that even Naomi knew who he was. Like, I literally wrote it here that Boaz was not a player. Like, for Naomi to be able to vouch for him and say, go and rest, go and chill, because this man that I know, he's not going to rest today until he sees to the bottom of this. And I love that, a man of his word. And this is not only about Boaz. Remember how I said in the Bible study of chapter 1 that when we read the Bible, when we do Bible study, it is practical. I always see it as practical. And for me, it is a reminder to be a woman of my word. The Bible literally says, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. Boaz had said that my yes is my yes. I'm going to see that I do what I've said that I would do. And even Naomi could vouch that this is the kind of man that this man is. Are you that kind of a person that when you say something, people can vouch and say, oh, Mo, trust me, just go and rest. Whatever it is that she has said she will do, she will do. And even if she cannot do it or something changes in the schedule, she would communicate. We all know that life happens. Anything can come up, to be honest. But being that person that can call people and say, this is what I told you that I would do, but I'm so sorry, this came up and I will not be able to do it anymore. That will always be more mature and honoring than for you to just ghost people after you have said that you will do something. So that's the Bible study from chapter 3 of the book of Ruth. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it so much, but beyond that, it also shows us that there is a typifying of Christ and the church, or Christ and salvation, in the book of Ruth. So make sure that you do not miss the next video, which will be our Bible study of chapter 4. Until then, take care. I love you. See ya.